This solvent valve was sent back to us by a customer saying it's not operating. I'm going to open this valve and see what I can detect. This is as it came back. Step 1, you loosen this top nut. You take off the nut in the washer, and I can lift off the coil. Step 2, there's a tool available that has 2 pins. You can engage here, and it's a hex nut that I can't find right now. So I'm using a pipe wrench to loosen this. Now, as we open this, we want to see what happens inside. We're looking for dirt, we're looking for something stuck, something that maybe got put through the valve on installation. It's a new installation valve, and it's a solvent valve, and there's often stuff that comes through solvent lines that can cause a valve to malfunction. So I'm unscrewing it, lifting it off slowly, because there's a spring-loaded plunger right there. And now we're going to look inside. And if you bring the camera around to this side, you'll see a piece of yellow stuff inside. So there is some debris in there. Now that's may not be the cause of the problem, but that indicates something got in here which shouldn't have got in here. And this is the plunger. And I notice there's some material here, some type, which is not really logical. And I push on the plunger and it should be spring loaded. It's not, so I'm going to pull on the plunger. It should come out. It's not. So we escalate the force. Wow, she's in there. So for some reason this plunger is not coming out. We'll go for a little more force here. This is called a vice grip for those of you who don't know what this is called. There. I'm holding the plunger and I'm turning the collet that the plunger rides in. Now you can see it's at least coming open. I can feel that something is sticky. I release the vice grip, kept my finger on there so it couldn't go anywhere in case it was going to. So now the question is, what can we find is going on here? It looks like a glue. Now, that could be a residue. It doesn't look like a piece of PVC tape. That's what's inside there. I can see some, I'll hold this at an angle, you might be able to see some blue in there. There's a blue tint. Now I go to the game of speculation. Loctite thread sealant as a possible speculation. This thing, the spring, see there's even more residue right there. So what have we got here? Let's get a new valve from stock, and we're going to open a new valve and take a look at a new valve. I can see something running down the inside of this. I don't know if the camera can show it or not.
Fused.
Can you see it?
Oh, servant.
Yeah. It looks like something is pouring down the inside of this. The camera may not show it clearly, but my eyes clearly show it. I'm going to pass this off to someone else here helping me. You can look inside that. Now, I'm going to put this aside, and I'm taking another solvent valve that came back from a customer some prior time, and this was a working valve. So I'm going to treat this as though it was a new valve. I loosen the nut. Pull this off. I want to get this to loosen. There, it's loosened. Now by hand, not a little more. I turn this, it's turning. Oh, look at that, it popped up all by itself. Notice, see it popping up and down? I open this, see it's all loose and clean. So that's how a solvent valve is supposed to look. It pops in and out. Now this valve actually came back from a customer who was using a trial and was putting solvent through here. So there's no residue here. So I'm going to screw this back in. I'm going to pick up the other valve body. And I'm trying to look to see if there's something. There's no clear indication that I can say for sure something flowed through there and got inside, but this is really suspicious. Finding this and finding the stuck plunger and that little piece of yellow material. I think something got put through this valve and caused the valve to lock up. So back to the original plunger. Now it's loose. See, it's not dropping in smoothly. It's going in hard. I can feel it hitting something. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to open up the other valve again. I can turn this. Easy. I take the return valve. Not easy. Something got in this valve. My suspicion is somewhere during installation something got in this valve. And these various pieces of evidence indicate that's a likely probability. We don't know. I haven't seen this come in the valves from Skinner, Honeywell, who makes these valves. I've never seen this issue before. So I think something happened to this valve, which means it would not be a warranty replacement. It would be, we can sell them a new valve. That's the end of this discussion on the two-way solvent valve and a return and some odd stuff inside.